Okay, make this quick. I don't know if I'll edit this into like a video per se. Afterwards, like give like a shorter version. I mean, this is already gonna be short enough, so we have to see. Yeah, man, I'm gonna show you guys like a really quick guide on how to play this guy, since somebody kind of asked me on my Twitter. Somebody asked me on my Twitter how to play this character, and I've been seeing a whole lot of people just learning how to play this character going into season 2. So I'm gonna make it quick, simple, maybe about 5-10 minutes, give or take. Now the first thing I want to say, I am by far not the greatest League player in the world. However, my dedication and craft to the character had led me to be pretty much within the top 500 leagues on PSN. Now that might be different for Steam and all of that, but I kind of take pride in that. And even after the rank reset, I'm still kind of up there. So, yeah, I'm gonna just make it quick and simple, go over some key things to kind of make it easier for you guys, something you could probably apply to your game plan. Now, I know Lee pretty much got gutted in season 2, and I'll go over some of that stuff real quick as well, but for the most part, yeah, Lee's at the bottom of the tier list right now. Like, he was already struggling in Tekken 8, but now with these changes with season 2, he is not even arguably, I definitely think he's the worst character. I wasn't trying to hear it at first, but when I look at all these other characters, yeah, man, they got far more, even without heat, they got far more stuff going for them, right? So I figured, why not? I've never made a video like this, so bear with me. I guess to start off, the core aspects of Lee's character is that he's a counter hit character, right? You really want to be in a position where your defense is really solid and really good, and you want to get into the habit of making like mind games with Lee to the point where you condition your opponent. And it doesn't always have to be conditioning, but you condition them to press into you in order to obtain like a counter hit. He had a combo, and then he has some really like exquisite, like exclusive and exquisite pickups that like only he can really like manage. And I'm glad they kind of carried that over into Tekken 8 and they didn't get rid of some of them. So yeah, he's a counter hit defensive character. He's got some stuff where he can be really offensive. If you've seen any of my streams or any of my gameplay, there are moments where like you can get a hold of the momentum with Lee. You don't always have to wait for a counter hit. Usually for me, I'll get defensive and then I'll wait to see how the opponent reacts. Once I start getting a handle and an adaptation of how they react to certain moves, especially with Hitman, that's when I start pressing it back into people and trying to catch them lacking. So my gameplay with Lee consists of standing back and observing, and then once I got you figured out, going in, because I know when somebody's gonna get countered. I know when they're gonna get hit by something, right? So for me, I'll start off with like the best counter hits to kind of get going. I'll go through like some punishes. Like I said, this is gonna be fairly quick. I did not mean to put it on block off. So for me, the one thing, like the counter hits, the moves, the basic key moves that you want to be using with Lee. The first thing I'm gonna recommend is just clearly back forward. Now, it got gutted in season 2. It does like 3-4 less damage. But the range on this thing, is quite crazy. It recovers extremely well on whiff. It's not invincible range, but if somebody's pressing in or they're about to run or do like a wall running, you can. I catch so many Dragunov players like trying to wall running to me because I know it's about to happen. Usually I can either step it, or if I know that they've got some distance and I got some time, then I'll definitely throw this out. This is strictly for keep out. Sometimes you can even do it in people's faces, like up close. It doesn't have to be strictly for that, just to kind of catch them. For me personally, I mean, some people just do it kind of like this. Me, I always go into Hitman afterwards, because 9 times out of 10, if somebody does block it and they're mashing, I'm probably just gonna go for that afterwards. You know what I mean? Like, he's going to. Nah, I guess I'm gonna leave it like that. But yeah, basically, I try to go into Hitman stance with this like as much as possible, because if somebody whiffs and he swings back so far, bruh. If somebody whiffs their attack, I can easily catch him with like one of those, like a Hitman 2 or something, right? So that's one of the staples. Back 4 is gonna be your best friend. It's a full combo. Depends on how you want. Depends on how you want to juggle it. Me, this is always mine, just because it's gotta remember that Lee's an execution character. Oh my god, can I not do it for the camera? You know what I'm saying? An easy 70 damage, right? So that's good. And you really just want to be very careful on this sometimes too, though, because if you throw it out too soon and somebody like is used to you doing it, they're gonna punish the absolute hell out of you for it, even if you do go into Hitman. You can mix it up with stuff like with the 3 in case they start mashing, but like I said, you still want to use this. You want to abuse this, but you don't want to go too far, right? So that's number 1. Number 2 counter hit is gonna be 1+2. This is probably going to be the key staple. This is like my favorite counter hit. This is the key staple for me because not only going into this move do you get plus on block, but if they get caught by this and it's home, if they get caught by this stepping, it's always a full combo, right? You know what I'm saying? Still a full combo. I guess the only downside with this is that this doesn't have a lot of, like, outside of like really pressuring and getting him not to step you because he's weak to sidestep left and sidewalk left. I guess people get used to like blocking this, you know what I mean? But if you go into Hitman, you do have a couple more options, but you always don't want to go for this immediately, you know what I mean? Like this doesn't have really any more uses outside of keeping people from stepping you, right? Like I said, still full combo. It's pretty easy stuff. Next one, down 3. I think everybody knows this one. This used to be one of the harder pickups, probably the hardest pickup. But once you've done it enough times, like it becomes easy. I know the timing just off of muscle memory. Shout out to Fight Geo. But this, it still has evasion in its kit, but you don't want to abuse this because this is still a minus move. And like this is like everybody's gonna expect you to go for this. You know what I mean? Lee only has so many lows, and this is like his key one. Outside of like stuff like that, stuff like you know that those are key moves, right? So you just want to be careful with it, but you could always get a full combo. It might take you a little minute, and just as a lead player, like I'm telling you right now, you're probably going to drop this. You're going to drop a couple counter hit like that. If your time is just slightly off, you're going to drop a couple of. My recommendation always is just not to panic. It's always just not to panic, because like, dude, chances are, if you miss it, they're going to do that. Usually if somebody does do that, or if they roll back, I'll do this, you know what I mean? And I'll catch them, and that's like a full reset combo, right? Or in some instances, you might be able to get away with, this. It just depends on how fluid your movement is. I've been playing this character since Tekken 4, so it's muscle memory for me. So there's that. Another counter hit. He doesn't have like too many. There's only so many that you can really do anything off of. I guess the only other one I could think of is like this, but it automatically tornadoes. Back in Tekken 7, it used to just be a counter hit and you still had time to like screw. But even hitting this, because it crushes, you can still get a decent amount of damage from it. You do a wall carry if you need to. You know what I mean? You can get over there. You can even switch it up, man. Some people go for this. They might go into, usually if I do get it, I'll go into heat and I'll just do my dash. Lee doesn't have a whole lot of stuff in heat, and I'll get into that in a second. But you can always just do this, go into it, and if you don't have heat, you just finish it off with that. So that's that. I think that's for the most part, that's all of his counter hits. The only other one I can think of is Magic 4. It just doesn't launch anymore, but it does. If you need somebody to stop and get a quick stun, like Steve, Kazuya, this is really good. You know what I mean? This is extremely good. Now they did nerf a lot of the Oki and stuff like that, but back 3+4 is still pretty good. Get a free flip. Should get a free blazing kick too. Now granted, yeah, they changed the Oki so they don't flip around, and they changed the input on blazing kick. But if you're good enough, you still should be able to get it. You dig what I'm saying? So there's that. Sometimes I guess if people are on the ground, you can catch them on that too. Some people get mixed up because they always think I'm going low, like at the wall. So they'll be like on the ground, and I'll do that. I'll give them a second to kind of wake up, and if they go for think I'm going for that low, and they try to mash, it's an instant like wall splat again, right? So those are like the key ones. And then even with the Magic 4, you can still do that. You know what I mean? This has always been like a thing. I wouldn't throw this out too much because it is kind of negative and it doesn't have a lot of pushback. But if you're fighting like a Steve or anything like that, this is probably like a good way to just kind of keep people in check that are pressing too much, right? So that's like the majority of counter hits and stuff. As far as punishment goes, I'm pretty sure everybody knows it's acid rain for the win. Oh shit. Oh my god. Hardest move in the game. You ain't always gonna get it, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Okay, there we go. That I ain't gonna lie. You have to have this in your kit, like. And even if you don't always hit it, like, be in comfortable positions where you practice this in a match and just try to give it a go. Figure out the timing and just try to work on it. It is the hardest punish in the game. Probably one of the harder just frames outside of his, like, you know, that. And then maybe like the slide, the instant slide. I think I can do it. Yeah, okay. It's just, you just kind of do the slide like an electric. So there's that. So other punishment, you really want to get used to either doing 1-2 or you can go with 2-1. I usually like to go with 2-1 simply because there's different strings that kind of go into it. But I will admit that 1-2 has probably one of the better punishes, which is that. Now you can't hold it like you can do in Tekken 7, but it is a just frame. You just kind of get on the timing, and it does have a little bit of pushback. So if somebody tries to kind of, you know, react, you can kind of swing back and do like a back four, you know what I mean? I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I'm about to say, you can go into Hitman from that too. Usually I don't go into it because it can be kind of difficult, but you can always do that. So there's that. Another punishment I would recommend, if you're in a neutral situation, you can always go with back one. You want to be careful though, because the first one is high, and the third hit is high as well. But this is actually really good in case somebody whiffs, and you can kind of close in the distance. It is a just frame on it as well. And then you have the shorter version. If you can't reach it and you're close up like this, I would just go for the regular one. That has a lot of pushback, resets a little bit of space, and you get a little bit more room to work with. Another punishment, 2-1. You want to be careful though. That second hit is easily duckable. Usually if I'm trying to like feint people, get them not to like duck the second hit, I'll just throw these out. Get them used to seeing the animation and just observe. If they crouch afterwards, I'm immediately going for that, right? So always just test your opponent, always wait till they react. Then once you start catching them, and this has a lot of range, bro. Even if you don't finish the first hit, it has a crap ton of range. You know what I mean? Think of it like I don't even want to call it a demon paw, but you know what I mean? Let's see, what else is good punishment? I guess if somebody really whiffs badly, there's two ways you can kind of go about that. Everybody staple, somebody throws out a move, you just wait until they move, you get a free acid rain. Depending on the stage, you can get like a whole carry all the way to the wall. Now for me, and this is unique to the way I play, if somebody whiffs, I'm blazing kick them. Like if I'm at this distance or something decent and they whiff and I can get it in time, I'm blazing kicking. Simply because of the wind up and how far he can hit somebody. You know what I mean? You can be all the way far back here. Decent range, and because he winds up and moves forward, it's such a good like whiff punisher. You don't always have to rely on this because that's punishable. At least blazing kick, if my memory is serving correctly. Oops. Wow, I did the old input. Now granted, this is -17 too, but the pushback on this it's a little bit more friendly versus like this. You're immediately in somebody's face. You know what I mean? You can't really do anything outside of this. At least this has some room. You know what I mean? You can do a swing back if you need to, maybe armor up, different things. So that's just unique to me. I wouldn't make a habit of doing that until you're comfortable with the input and you're comfortable with spacing with Lee. I can't really think of any other like solid punishment. Everything else is still kind of iffy when it comes to his punishment, but he has the best punishment. One of either him or Steve has the best punishes in the game. So even if you aren't able to do that, you have enough in your kit, and between that and the counter hit tools, you should be all right, right? Pressure. Lee does not have a crap ton of pressure moves. Lee does not have a lot of things that give him advantageous, you know, not just frames, but frame advantage. He has three. There's three that I like to use to kind of get over on people. My main one feather falling, +8 on hit, and I think it's like what, +5 on block. Let's see, +4. Puts him in a crouching state. Does chip damage too, so you do want to use this. You want to be careful though. People tend, if they catch on to you doing that and they got really good like juggle moves, they can float you out of this. So be very cautious when you're using this, because people can catch you in the air and get a full combo. Promise you, you're gonna regret it later. But this, you can hit this on the ground, you can hit this at the wall. Usually if I know I have somebody and I have the momentum, and you know, you can sidestep out of anything and kind of repeat. So what I'll do is, excuse me, somebody's blocking a lot, and off the first one I can usually tell. I'll do that, and I'll sidestep out of it to kind of give them a reset. Now you don't want to do this too often, because like I said, you can get juggled out of it. But if you tap up as you're doing it, you can just like literally do this all day. Like if somebody's crouching hard, you can do this all day. So there's that. I really like that too, because this does crush lows to a degree. You know what I mean? And then if they're blocking really hard, you can go into that. You can go into Silver Snake, or Silver Whip, I mean. But this is a really telegraphed move, and almost everybody expects you to do this. So don't be quick and eager to throw this out every time you feather fall. Wait till they react, and if they're used to just crouching all the time, then you go for that. They try to mash, they get counter hit, right? You get a free upward forward, right? So there's that. Second favorite is gonna be up 3+4, easily probably my favorite one. +5 on block. Still does chip damage too. If it hits, you get free Oki, kinda. You get a free flip. Pin the face down, you can get a blazer kick too. This also goes into Hitman, so if somebody's blocking a lot, mind you, this is a high, so people can still duck it and punish you. But if they aren't fast enough, or if they do, you can do that. Or for me, I've learned recently, one of my friends that I play with, he's so used to it and he ducks this every time. So I've gotten into the habit of doing this. This is the mid check, or I can even go into something like this because he sways back and it's evasion in that movement. So I'll get a free launcher if somebody's pressing in too hard, right? You really want people to press into you because he has all this natural evasion in his kit, pretty much for that reason specifically. So that's good too. So this is really nice. It took me a while to actually get comfortable to use this, but between this and that'll usually be my setup. Somebody's crouching, okay, bow, they're not ducking, so I know they're not gonna duck that high. Or I'll roll backwards with it. Do that. I might sidestep into feather falling, and you know, it's just depending on how you want to open them up. Another pressure move, which this is new and exclusive to season 2. I guess there's like use for this, but in reality, I mean, I was saying this probably last stream, this is +5 now on block, and then on hit, it gives a decent amount. But yeah, this will be something that you do. Lately, I've been doing this, wait till react, and I'll give them some time, and then I'll do that. On counter hit, this definitely does, it does a little bit better. You get the free down forward 3-3 or 4-4. This used to be a little bit easier because if you got this on hit, not even on counter hit, you still got that for free. But now it has to be a counter hit for you to get this. I don't really agree with that change, but I mean, I guess, man, like, there's a lot of stuff you can do from there to kind of go. You know, if somebody's mashing afterwards, you're immediately catching them in like a counter hit. So, yeah, there's that. I kind of miss Tekken 7's version of it. If you got it on counter hit, it didn't just stun, it launched them up again, and you can like carry them off to the wall. So those would be his main pressure tools. I guess in a sense, Hitman 4 or Hitman 3 can be, yeah, I mean, I guess it can be, but you don't rely on this because it's a high steal and people can duck it. But you know, this will stop somebody from mashing into you if they're really pressing. This will kind of break the momentum. I think this is probably better than the regular powder crush simply because you get the reset on it, you know what I mean? And you get a free flip if they decide to stay down there too long. So that's just like a small one. Pokes and lows, Lee's got a ton of them. If you really want to go between down forward 1, this is going to be like your easy go-to. He's got a pretty generic one, but it's a pretty good one though. You got that. For me, a good poke would be just kind of, now people tend to do this. I don't do the whole string unless I know somebody getting used to it, because that's 4 chances for somebody to parry it, right? But like, Depending on the situation, I might go for the full string, but naturally, you always just want to go with like a 2, maybe like a quick 1. He's got a really good down 4. Kind of comparable to the Mishimas because it's an extended string. Now, it's not plus or anything, but this will kind of, they can't see this coming. Versus this, they can see that coming. They can't really see this if you're, like, you know what I mean? They're not going to see that coming. So there's that. He also has down back 3. This is good just for like spacing in the neutral. It is -1, but it's not like super punishable on block. But you don't want to get in the habit of using this too much because, like I said, this doesn't really yield anything. But this is a good poke though. Has some decent range, not the best, but if you're in a neutral, chances are you can hit somebody with this, right? There's that. Now you got his big brother, which is probably the better move because it tracks a little bit better. That's down back 3+4. This one is kind of godly because on counter hit, like I said earlier, you can get free stuff off of this. You can get a free kick, but even with this being blocked sometimes, like it can be a little bit difficult to kind of like throw this out. If somebody's stepping, usually I only throw this out when somebody's stepping, and then it's -13 on block, so that's not a launcher, but you know, Brian, Kazuya, some characters with really good like 11 frame, 12 frame, 13 frame punish, you're gonna eat it. So like Lee is still definitely one of those characters where you have to be specific about your choice of moves because a lot of characters can't punish that. But a decent, like the handful that can, you gonna eat the sky, bro. There's that. What's another good poke? I think that's really about it. Outside like the slide and everything, and like a silver whip. Which, mind you, you don't want to use those all the time. I'm trying to think. Any other pokes I'm missing? Nah, I think that's really about it. Like he doesn't have any crazy lows. The only other thing he really has is like the snake edge, but that's pretty generic. Evasion and pickups. The best thing I can say, because Lee does now mind you, they gutted a lot of good stuff about him, bro. Like this doesn't have as much high evasion. It used to crush highs, right? Even in the last game, it used to crush highs. This doesn't crush as much anymore. You can still, if you time it right, you can still kind of get it. But it's nowhere near, like you can even see it at the bottom on the status, it's nowhere near as gracious as it was in the last season. So you want to be careful kind of throwing stuff out like that. Usually people might opt for a hop kick if they're facing like a low, you know, Kazuya, Brian. So you can still use this, it's just not as evasive. He had that, that's not as evasive, but that on counter hit, you get like a free back 3-3, right? Or you get other stuff that's kind of free. So, want to do stuff like that. Even, I mean, now mind you, this is a very good stream, but it's just so duckable. So you want to condition people by doing the first one. Up forward 3-1, you want to do that first, and you want to see if they start ducking or if they do anything. If they're constantly getting hit by that second, that's when you know that they're constantly ducking. So you don't want to go for it next time. But once you see them blocking that, and if you catch them, it's literally a free juggle to the wall. Now the timing is a little bit more lenient, and they're a little bit more closer to you. They would not have it as easy in Tekken 7, but it's still a very good. Usually if Brian is going for like a hatchet, I'll catch him, hell sweep, it gets pretty much eaten alive by this thing. It's a really good stream, you just have to be careful. Like a lot of Lee's good moves are the ones that are duckable. That, you know what I mean? Like it's you want to be very careful. But usually, how I like to utilize this is if I'm back, they whiff, because it has a decent range from him jumping up, you know what I mean? If they whiff or something, give you an example. Definitely not what I want. This is what I need. Okay. Okay, it's been a little minute since I've been in practice. Let's say, hypothetically, let's just go for something like that. Right, let's just go for something that's as simple as like that. if I take a little step back here and we just give him a play, you know what I mean? It's easy to kind of catch him lacking on that, right? I got hit by my own character. You know what I mean? You can easily catch somebody if they just whip too hard, right? So that's fairly easy to do. You just want to be very careful as far as like getting that done, right? I'm trying to think if there's anything else I missed. We don't have no throw game. The best you're gonna have is up 1+2, which used to be 3+4. But this is so easily broken now because they switched it to 1+2. Like, in my opinion, that was trash because that made the game easier. They're making grabs easier to break by doing like the whole changing them all to 1+2 essentially. I think it's kind of food, but I'm not a game developer. Clearly, I don't know what I'm talking about, so don't listen to me. But this got nerfed really bad simply because of the button change. But you know, it's fine. I can work with the best. Spacing, which will probably be the last thing that I kind of go into. You really want to be careful with spacing. Now he has the misstep. This is kind of critical because for me personally, I bait my opponents. Like that's my type of gameplay. So I'll do this, and I'll get them used to just seeing this movement. Then once they start feeling like they can press, I'll start accompanying, you know, some of my standard type of like mix-ups. You can go into Hitman Sway 4, which they made it more plus on hit, and then if it counter hits, you get a whopping +12. This is still kind of seeable, and then if you block this, if I'm not mistaken, it's still kind of negative. Let me see. Oops. Still kind of negative. Yeah, so it's like -13. So certain characters, like a Brian, they can fisherman slam you out of that. It's not something that you constantly want to work out, right? Oh, what's up, Cobizzle? Yo, shouts out to Cobizzle, the guy out here, man. Give me 1 second to get into your comment, my boy. Happy to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Hope everybody's treating you good, man. Hope you got your mental health on lock, man. I hope you're doing well, man, for real. Still playing this. I see. How's the new patch? We're still at an impasse. The patch is cool. The patch is not like this emergency patch didn't save the game, but like pretty much you've probably been seeing with everybody else. The game is even if it's 1%, bro, we would be happy if it's just 1%, but it's heading into the right direction, right? They're fixing. They're toning down the heat. They're toning down the chip damage. They're trying their best, at least from what it seems. They still don't have the trust of me and all these other players. Like, we have to wait this out and see. But with this, it at least shows like, all right, the backlash was heavy enough for them to at least listen to us. So turning down the heat damage, turning down the chip damage, giving an increase to health, it makes me feel a little better, right? Because literally like 5 days ago, last week, dude, I was at Tekken King. Okay, was at Tekken King, got the rank reset, got put back in the Fujin, and dropped all the way back down to the purples, bro. Like, I was losing in ranked every single time. Like, I couldn't win a match. And it's like, I knew the matchup. Kazuya, Law, King, characters I'm good at fighting. But like, it didn't matter because of how broken the patch was, with all this heat, covering up characters' weaknesses, giving all this extra plus on bit. Like, it was crazy. So it's nice and refreshing to see that the game is like, because Tekken 7 was kind of like that too, but I think Tekken 7 had a far easier way to kind of make things more balanced, except for obviously like the Leroys and the Geeses and all that garbage. But for the most part, all the other characters, I can't think of a character that was just completely busted outside of like the guest characters and then those original ones I just mentioned. So it's cool. I like it. I will stick with this. I won't be playing it as much. I still want to give it time, because there's still some things that I'm concerned about for the longevity, mainly the heat system and how they're gonna figure out to make it work with the game that they created, but also making it to a point where it's not pissing off your fan base. Like, we want the mechanics cool, but the mechanic fundamentally breaks the game in a lot of aspects because you're giving all the characters access to do this. And it's not even that, like, you know, everybody's begging for this game to, when it comes to the heat, for you to earn it. Then like Street Fighter 6, then you get to do all the crazy combos and the carries, right? Because you've earned that. But just off rip, hitting this at the start of a round, like, I already know how it's gonna be. I already know what type of player I'm dealing with. So it's cool. We'll give it a second. We'll give it a chance. I'm not gonna be the type to I'm gonna be the person to love Tekken enough to shit on it when it needs to, and then also be willing to give it a chance to get to where it needs to be. Like I will still play Tekken, but I want to see this game thrive, bro. I really truly do. So I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna stick with it. Yeah, I'm doing good. Yeah, to be honest, y'all going through what we did in Street Fighter 6. Yeah, and like Street Fighter 6 is starting to hit a point where like it is getting better. Like I don't even play Street Fighter, but the stuff that I've been hearing amongst the community has been better. Like they're really trying to knuckle down on the game. A little patch here, a little tweak there, a little tweak here, and eventually, like, dude, within like by the end of the year, maybe by this time next year, Street Fighter 6 would be a completely different game. Like it'll have its demographic back, and it's sad because if Tekken doesn't follow suit and continue with these patches, I don't care how long it has to take. I don't care how many mini updates you have to do. If Tekken don't get it together, Street Fighter is gonna take the title back. Street Fighter is there. Like Street Fighter will take the title back if Tekken 8 doesn't get it together within this next year. I'm promising, I'm calling it now, and I'm never usually wrong about stuff like this. I've been wrong, but with stuff like this, I'm never usually wrong. Street Fighter 6 will take Tekken 8's crown if Tekken doesn't continue the way that it started. It's at 1%, then, you know, I need it by December with the 2 returning characters and then the new character. I need it by the end of the year to be at like a 50, man. Because we're not about to take a step forward and then 10 steps back. Also tell Sumi to send me the invite to the Discord. I got you. There's some stuff going on in the Discord right now that I have to address, but yeah, I can definitely do that for you, dog. But yeah, I'm having fun with it. I've been playing ranked, been playing with my friends, and it feels a little bit better. It's not perfect, but I'm grateful that they at least acknowledge that they fucked this up. That's gonna make me feel 10 times better. That's gonna make the community feel 10 times better because you're taking accountability. Even though you lied to us, which they clearly did, I just want them to stop making that a habit. And I think it's possible to do that, right? So I've been having a good time with it, man. I'm excited to see what these, I'm excited to see what these 2 new characters are gonna be like. I was looking at some videos. I think, personally, now I can't claim this to you know, me being the first one to call this out, but judging off what I've seen, if Anna's this one, the chances of it being like the next character has to be like Armor King or something, bro. Like it has to be, because he's the most requested character, and he's almost like one of the most popular characters because he's so fire to play. Like I was actually highly upset that they didn't put him into they didn't put him in the Tekken 8, and it's crazy. Like, but they put Anna in like, I don't know. The whole DLC thing with this has always been weird because like they literally gave us 3 characters that we just paid for in the last game. 2 of them were already in the base game. 1 was paid for. Then of course you got a Final Fantasy guest character because they couldn't help themselves. But yeah, man, if Armor King is this summer character, it's about to be lit. Like, dude, if it's not Lee or Kazuya, Armor King. If it's not Lee, Armor King has always been my second. Then Kazuya is like my 3rd favorite to play, right? Because Tekken 7, I fuck with Armor King so heavy, bro. I fuck with Armor King so heavy, dog. Like, there will never be a bone in my body that just doesn't crave to play that character. So when I saw that he had no trailer for Tekken 8, man, I was hurt. I was hurting. But I'm almost positive if he's not this next character, he's gonna be part of this next string of characters, bro. I almost guarantee it. Somebody was even saying that Kazumi could make a return. Kazumi would be pretty crazy. It wouldn't be unbelievable, but it'd be pretty crazy. What I was seeing that was even crazier though was like a Jinpachi return. If they made, hey, listen, bro, if they were able, I mean, they already brought Heihachi back up the line to us saying he was dead. But if they could put Jinpachi back into the game in like Tekken 8 version, that would be crazy, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. That would be nuts. That would be absolutely nuts, bro. That would be crazy. Because nobody's even, like, these new casual Tekken 8 players, Tekken 7, they don't even know who Jinpachi is. Jinpachi disappeared in Tekken Tag 2. And we all know that the youngins weren't playing that game.
Round 1.
What's your beef with Anna? Confused. Also, they nerfed her quite a lot too. To the point where she's not doing an ungodly amount of shit damage. Oh, I pressed. Oh, it's homing. Oh, it's homing. Oh, it was homing. But yeah, the game's good. Now, I know I said I was going to do like a leave thing, but I really just wanted to scratch an itch. I'm definitely going to have to leave in a minute, but I just wanted to scratch the itch and figured somebody asked me, so I'm going to go ahead and provide them. I'll probably end up chopping this up and just doing like a short video, because I know not a lot of people tune into the lives. So I think that'll be a good way to kind of get it on both ends. Holy shit. Yo, calm down. Calm down, baby. Ooh, that was a nice duck. I didn't think he was gonna know I was gonna finish that. To be honest, Street Fighter 6 is a problem. Throw loops and Elena might kill the game. I heard she wasn't even out yet though. Like, they've been taking forever with that character, have they not?
Fight.
Okay, go ahead and crouch for me, brother. I'm not going to the wall. I'm not going to the wall. Wait, what? Oh, I crouch hard, baby. Oh, I crouch really hard. This is the first time I've played. How does she track that? Did you see her rotate out of that? Uh-oh. Oh, he knew it. He knew the duck. I ain't gonna lie, they took a lot of character identities from this game, dog. Press also, yeah, right now training for the tournament next month. I'm glad y'all enjoy it. It was disappointing I couldn't enjoy this game, especially with the gen return. Yeah, they just had a lot of stuff going, bro. Like, people that actually like Tekken, and like, even not like hardcores like me, like even people that just like want to tap in because of the character return. I think it was still very unfriendly. I think it was still very unfriendly to just people trying to get accustomed to like the new way, because this is still not, to a degree, this is still not Tekken. Like, Tekken has changed so drastically from 7 to 8, and even from Tag 2. Like, it's just different. So I completely understand when you say that. I don't know, man. At this point, I'm expecting characters to be broken. Like, that's just what I'm expecting from fighting games, man. Balance has never been a thing. Balance has never been a thing, but at this point, bro, I expect characters to be broken. I expect any character added to the game that wasn't in the base to be broken as fuck. That's just what I expect now, so it makes complete sense if she's gonna break the game, or if she has broken the game. Yeah, they switched up Jun a crap ton. Like, Jun don't even play the same. Like, she can hit you from across the screen. She used to be a defensive character, but they just stopped that. This guy's crouching. Oh man. Yeah, it's just not the same. None of these characters that we got feel the same. Like, character identity is just kind of gone. Like, look at Steve, look at Lee, for example. Like, these characters that are counter hit characters, they just don't have that anymore. Kazuya the same way. You were always able to sidewalk him. You telling me now they gave him a homing move to stop people from sidewalking them left? And it's plus on block. It'd be different if it was down forward 2 where you negative. But this is plus on block, bro. Kazuya don't have no weakness no more. And clearly from that other video, you cannot sidewalk L sweeps no more, dog. He's gonna kill me. That's fine. But yeah, man. I'll probably do this guy one more so I can, like, actually, if he doesn't leave. Okay, I'm gonna give him my extreme focus because I do gotta go, but yeah. Hopefully, I'm gonna stay hopeful that they can kind of get to a point where the game is just it's more favorable to people. she plus on that. I should have finished that. I ain't gonna lie, I haven't played Kazuya since the patch, so this is Mr. Fundamentals himself. Maybe playing him might make it a little bit better to get back into the game. Oh, I'm pressing this a little bit, I ain't gonna lie to you. Watch out for it. Oh, I forgot she can go into that from crouch. Oh. It happens like that sometimes. Exactly, she lost her defensive identity, which I couldn't bop with. Yeah, man, that's just becoming a staple with all fighting games. Like, bro, they want to make this so appealing to casual players now. Like, it's kind of ridiculous to a degree, man. Like, the lengths that they're willing to go. And it's sad because if you really think about it, they when they do stuff like this, like the season 2 of Tekken 7 or like stuff with Street Fighter 5, like they do this type of stuff and they just create more work for themselves. You feel me? Like, if you're gonna go this route to make it more casual, like, you have to understand that you're gonna lose a part of your core base because you're making the game too easy and you're making it too accessible. There should be a level of accessibility, don't get me wrong, but for the most part, dude, am I dead? Think I make a comeback, Kobe? Think I make a comeback? Think I make a comeback? Crouch. Wow. I gotta go first. Oh, he sidestepped it! He sidestepped it. Alright, props to him. Yeah, man, like, these fighting games just want to cater to the casuals now, bro. That's all it's boiling down to. And I'm cool with that, bro. Like I said, there should be a level of accessibility. But when anybody can pick up this game, go on the heat, and do electrics, do just frame moves, it really takes away, like, your dignity as, like, a legacy player. You like, God damn, boy, like, they can do what you can do, man. Like, they just made the game far too easy, man. But it's just fighting games, bro. Like, I get it, man. People don't want to put in all the work. They don't want to give up their time to learn stuff and learn matchups and lab and all of that. Not a lot of people have time for that. But it's like, don't disrespect your core players that have been playing your game for like decades by making it easier for casuals to come in and then whoop your ass doing the same stupid shit. Like, it just don't make sense, bro. It doesn't make sense. So we'll just wait it out, man. It's just like that with other games too. Like, it's not just fighting games. Like, companies nowadays, when they make games, they want appeal. They want hype. They want people excited. They want to get as many people to play their game as possible, even just to buy it. So they don't care about any of that from the initial drop. Then when they get feedback and they see, they're like, oh, okay, well, we'll start fixing this. We'll fix that. We'll add this. But they already got you. They done already charged you $70. You dig what I'm saying? Like, they done already got your money. Now they're about to make the game a little bit better, and they're about to add like stuff like Tekken Shop and battle passes and DLC and expansion packs. Like, it's kind of goofy, to be honest with you, bro. But that's just the era we live in, bro, when it comes to gaming. And unfortunately, it is spread to fighting games, which are like the most competitive out of anything that I know. Like, fighting games was always between multiple people, like local play, versus like a story-based game or single player. You know what I mean? So I don't know, big homie. I don't know. Like, we didn't get the grind to what we learned. No. You anything that you've learned in the game, you have to ditch away. Like, I have to play Lee a completely different way. I can't play Lee the same way I did in the last game. I can't even play him the same way I did in season 1. Like, it's like I'm learning Tekken all over again, which is fine. But it's like, did we really have to go through this? Did we really have to do this? Raise hell just for y'all to revert stuff back? Like I said, what's the point in wasting our time taking 2 steps forward if you know you're gonna have to take 4 steps back to fix the shit? Like, it's weird to me. But that's just my opinion, though. That is literally just my opinion. I'll probably chop this up, probably make this easier. I know that everybody's, you know, attuned to my streams and stuff quite yet, but I do appreciate everybody that has come through and does come through. I'll chop this up, make this into an actual video so people will just have an easier time digesting. The goal for right now for me with this game, one, I want to see if I can get back up to Tekken King. I was close to getting, like, I could have went past that, but at that time, like, I was going through some stuff, and like Tekken just wasn't, it didn't feel right. It didn't feel like it was good for me at that time. So I just dropped it for a while, like 9 months. You know what I mean? Like, I would still play, but not to the levels I did when I first got it. So it'll probably just be to get the Tekken King, and then for me to just learn how to enjoy the game a little bit better with the changes that have been made. And I am having fun. I'm just curious to see how this is going to play out in the next like over the next couple months with these characters. So I have high hopes, and we'll just go from there, man. I really do love this game, and I think it has the potential to be really great. We just got to stick with the direction that we're going. I don't care if we're getting 1% better when it comes to patching up this game at a time, man. That 1% is eventually going to get it to 50, and that 50 is going to get it to 100, and then after that, it'll be a great game, man. I'm not gonna say it won't have its flaws or problems, or it won't be balanced, but it'll be in a spot where everybody has a chance to win without feeling like they're being cheated or they have to play cheat to win. You know what I mean? So we'll see how it goes, bro. I've got a slide. I've got some stuff to take care of. Really appreciate everybody that decided to come through. Really appreciate Kobizzle the guy, anybody that stopped through, made a comment, even the people that might just join. Subscribe if you like me, like it, do whatever you got to do. I don't really care. I'm not the type of person that's gonna ask for stuff like that. I always thought that was kind of weird. You support me, you don't. It ain't no hard feelings. But bless up. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I hope whatever you're striving for in life that you reach it in abundance. Take care of your mental health, take care of your body, drink your water, enjoy your life, smile, and just realize that it's not all bad, man. It's not all bad. It's not all doom and gloom. Just, you know, be gentle with yourself. Be a little bit more graceful. You know what I mean? I love you guys. I'll probably be streaming either later today or probably tomorrow. But other than that, it's been real, man. I love you guys, and y'all have a nice one. Kobizzle even said, peace, brother. Time to grind my new moan for the tournament. Shouts out to Kobe, man. He really about to go and participate in the Street Fighter tournament. So everybody, you send your energy to Kobizzle the God, man. But yeah, man, let me get out of here though. Tune back in later. I'll be back. Other than that, guys, yeah, bless up. Young Roxas out.